Big U had Nipsey Hussle killed. Everybody know that.
New footage just popped up, and it shows Blacc Sam stepping up and checking Big U, with Snoop Dogg's name suddenly floating around too. The streets are buzzing heavy, and fans online are saying this moment feels way bigger than just a random confrontation. People have long pointed fingers at Big U over past situations tied to Nipsey, but now folks are asking why Snoop's name is even being brought into this. Comment sections are saying, "Something don't add up," and rumors are spreading fast. Nipsey Hussle's passing in 2019 didn't just hurt the culture, it exposed quiet tension, broken trust, and a lot of fake support that had been hiding for years. What looked like unity started showing cracks, and now those cracks are wide open. Blacc Sam, Nipsey's blood brother, isn't just family. He's the gatekeeper of the legacy. He's always been vocal about respect, business moves, and protecting the Marathon brand. This isn't about noise or clout. This is about standing firm and keeping Nipsey's name solid in these streets. This is a dude built different, no question about it. Blacc Sam been standing on respect and checking sideways energy long before his brother's name went worldwide. People in these streets already know, this isn't someone you test for fun. A recent moment on March 1st, 2025 made that crystal clear. During the grand opening of Marathon Burger in Los Angeles, Blacc Sam had a heated face-to-face moment with a rapper known as Rockstar 2800, who's been linked by blogs to West Boulevard circles. Cameras were rolling, crowds were watching, and the tension was loud. Video clips spreading online show Blacc Sam stepping right up, calling things out directly, saying things like, "Get it cracking," and "That ain't what you on," making it clear he wasn't feeling the energy at all.
They first fall out, when they first got Nipsey signed, Nipsey come back, was a fallout. They went down, there was a fight, rumble happened. Believe Big U knocked Nipsey out.
This wasn't random noise either. It was about loyalty and accountability. Online talk suggested the issue came from Rockstar 2800 not addressing people who had spoken sideways about Nipsey's legacy on social media platforms like X. Some fans even felt Blacc Sam was indirectly calling for pressure toward Wack 100, a controversial figure who's made public comments about Nipsey before. Rockstar 2800 later jumped on Instagram saying, "Damn, all I wanted was a burger," trying to brush it off. But the comments lit up fast, with people accusing him of moving funny and keeping the wrong company. One thing's clear though, Blacc Sam doesn't care about cameras, timing, or optics. If Nipsey's name or the Marathon brand feels disrespected, he's stepping up every single time. The tension with Wack 100 runs way back, and it's been quietly boiling for years now. Things really heated up in 2022 when Blacc Sam demanded an unreleased Nipsey verse be pulled from the game's album Drillmatic, Heart vs. Mind. That move lit up the internet instantly. Wack 100, who manages the game, went public and criticized Blacc Sam hard, saying he was letting emotions cloud the bigger picture. He argued the feature would have honored Nipsey and created long-term money for Nipsey's kids, but Blacc Sam wasn't hearing any of that.
Big U out.
From Sam's side, it was simple and firm. Nipsey's unreleased music stays locked unless Nip personally approved it while he was here. No shortcuts, no posthumous plays, no exceptions. That's legacy protection, not greed. But honestly, that situation is small compared to the ongoing tension between Blacc Sam and Big U. And surprise, Nipsey's name is right at the center of that too. Reports point back to a 2011 situation involving Big U, a former manager and known figure from the Rollin 60s circle. Allegedly, there was a heated exchange near Crenshaw and Slauson that crossed lines it never should have crossed. When you really think about it, that's wild. Two people from the same side, same roots, supposedly chasing the same vision, yet moving completely sideways. Blacc Sam may have just come home and still had eyes on him, but when it comes to his brother's respect, there's no pause button. He stands firm every single time, no matter who.
Me from his side. Blacc Sam, Nipsey's brother, he told me he's a rat.
Stories like this are what separate the solid ones from the fake ones, no question. Being willing to stand tall even when authorities are right there watching shows a level of loyalty most people only talk about. That kind of mindset isn't reckless talk, it's deep-rooted, and it runs in Blacc Sam's DNA. Some sources claim the moment may have been connected to a record Nipsey made that allegedly took aim at Big U, though that part has never been fully confirmed. What is clear is that when his younger brother was in a risky situation, Blacc Sam didn't freeze or fall back. He was ready to put his own future on the line without hesitation. That 2011 situation is important because it drew the first clear lines in the sand. It planted the seeds for everything unfolding today, eventually pulling more big names into the mix, including Snoop Dogg.
So all these years, I've been looking at him like he's a rat anyway.
But here's where things take a sharp turn. A fresh claim just surfaced that could flip this entire narrative upside down. Pause for a second, because what Wack 100 recently said sent shockwaves through the culture. In the streets, throwing certain labels on someone isn't light talk at all. That kind of statement carries serious weight, and once it's out there, nothing feels the same anymore. We're talking about one of the biggest lines you can cross in street culture, the kind of accusation that carries lifelong consequences and can flip alliances overnight. And the wild part is, this claim is allegedly coming from Big U and aimed straight at Blacc Sam, which is the type of talk that can shake entire power setups in these streets. Now here's where Wack 100 raised eyebrows with a serious question. How does someone fresh home, tied to a high-risk situation with authorities nearby, walk free without even standing in front of a judge? That kind of outcome doesn't usually happen randomly. People online are saying that level of system favor usually means somebody made calls, or there was already cooperation happening behind closed doors. In a culture where loyalty is everything, situations like that create questions that never fade away. Once doubt is planted, it spreads fast. That's when Snoop Dogg's relationship with Big U starts looking extra complicated, especially when you factor in Los Angeles street politics and everything surrounding Nipsey's passing. Snoop's affiliations come from a different side than Nipsey's circle, and that matters in this city. And don't get it twisted, Snoop isn't some industry guy who forgot his roots. Even with TV appearances and brand deals, he's always kept his background respected and intact. Blacc Sam has been watching the close relationship between Snoop and Big U grow, all while his own doubts about Big U's role and what happened to his brother keep getting heavier. Add in the old tension and non-stop rumors, and that situation only fuels the fire even more. Imagine grieving your brother and then seeing people who claim they loved him still laughing, linking up, and moving comfortably with someone you strongly question. That kind of feeling cuts way deeper than anything physical. It hits the soul and stays there. The history between the Rollin' 60s and Rollin' 20s has
I went to my homeboys.
complicated, and that tension spills over into relationships involving names like Snoop and Nipsey. Eric Holder, a Rollin' 60s member, was convicted in 2022 for Nipsey's passing, but in street logic, the person who carried it out isn't always seen as the one who planned it. For people like Blacc Sam who understand how street hierarchies work, there's always a bigger picture being questioned. Word in the streets has long, pointed fingers higher up the ladder, and that talk never fully disappeared. So when Sam sees people
No matter what, when I walk through the door, I'm the bad guy.
For sure.
But why they put that on you though?
They come in because it's black. I'm black. I'm black. I'm big. And it's kind of racist when you look at it because the big black guys are the ones you gotta watch. I'm the only one that's gonna help.
still breaking bread with someone he side-eyes, that's not paranoia. That's pattern recognition built from years of survival where trust means everything. Since Nipsey's passing, it's felt like a quiet chess match. Pieces moving in strange ways until the picture starts making sense. For Blacc Sam, this hasn't just been about loss. It's been about watching moves, studying loyalty, and realizing some people may have been playing a totally different game the whole time. The public moves and statements from both Snoop and Big U since Nipsey's passing have been telling, but not always lining up with what people feel is happening behind the scenes. Big U's responses show that long-game mindset, that polished, strategic thinking you only get from surviving decades in high-pressure environments. He's basically saying time will—
Even the police too is nowadays be listening to the social media and all, you know, because when Nip like passed away, automatically Big U did it or had something to do it or did this, did it, and just be like social media, the investigator now come to your house like, hey, what's the deal, bro? You know what I'm saying? You did.
clear his name no matter what people think right now. That kind of mindset is chess, not checkers, and it's how certain street figures manage to stay standing while others fade out. But for someone like Blacc Sam, who's searching for real answers about his brother, that type of talk can feel like dodging the real issue.
Just in every video. Like how we was beefing when all his songs, every album he put out, since we had the so-called altercation, he shouted me out. He got the goddamn keys to the city. Like what? Didn't he say, I want to be Big U? Oh no, what did he say? Big U, like J Prince and Big Draws?
When you're grieving and hurting, hearing speeches about legacy and perception can sound like someone sliding past the hard questions. Big U's reputation also plays a major role in how people read these relationships. While he frames criticism as misplaced judgment, many point out that his image comes from a long history in the streets, not assumptions. After coming home in 2004, Big U positioned himself as a connector between street artists and industry power players, building serious influence over time. That history naturally raises eyebrows, so when Snoop Dogg stays closely aligned with someone who openly accepts being viewed as the bad guy, it sparks questions. People are wondering what Snoop really knows, what he chooses to ignore, and how deep those connections truly go. Since Nipsey's passing, conspiracy talk has been non-stop, creating an atmosphere where every interview, every post, and every business move gets picked apart for hidden meaning. Nothing goes unnoticed anymore. Big U has openly said he was immediately looked at when everything happened, and he's clearly frustrated with how social media blew those suspicions up. But acknowledging the rumors doesn't erase them. If anything, it confirms they've had real impact on his life and reputation. The way Big U describes his relationship with Nipsey also raises eyebrows, especially when you consider their past tensions. For Blacc Sam, the story of constant friendship doesn't fully match what he personally saw and lived through in the time leading up to his brother's passing. Big U often points to shoutouts in music and videos as proof of closeness, but people in the streets know there's a difference between love shown on camera and loyalty shown in private. That contrast matters. On top of that, reports about federal-level attention tied to Big U added another heavy layer to the situation. All of this has people questioning what Snoop Dogg may have known, and at what point, making the whole picture.
And I'm on a phone, he FaceTimed me. So he FaceTimed me and stuff like that. He was like, Nipsey just got killed. I'm like, sick, so I didn't hear that. So I hang up with him. I called Nipsey, and I'm like, Nipsey, what's up? He was like, oh, what's up with it?
Nipsey answered.
Nipsey answered. He answered the phone because my cousin is Nipsey baby mama. You get what I'm saying? So it was like, I could have probably stopped it, or it had it.
Stop what? You mean? That fuck are you talking about?
No, because listen. So after I talked to Nipsey, and I was like, "Yeah, I love you, cuz," or whatever like that. I see you later, or whatever. So I hung up the phone. I thought Big U gave wrong information. 30 minutes later, the homies blowing me up like they just killed Nipsey.
Even more complicated. Federal-level attention around Big U and his alleged business operations has put a massive spotlight on his connections with high-profile names, including Snoop Dogg. Investigators are reportedly looking closely at how these relationships function behind the scenes, and that alone has the internet on edge. Now, lock in, because this is where things shift into a much heavier lane. This isn't about petty disagreements or bruised egos over deals. Authorities are reportedly looking at serious, long-term allegations tied to organized activity, the kind of cases that only move forward when there's paperwork, timelines, recorded communication, and multiple sources backing the claims. At the center of it all are allegations about a so-called check-in structure, where entertainers were expected to follow certain rules to move safely in Los Angeles. When you place that claim next to Nipsey's independent mindset and his push to build legit businesses without outside pressure, people start connecting dots fast. If someone was refusing to play along or threatening an established system just by being successful on their own, that could explain a lot of tension people talk about today.
What about the brother Nipsey? I never had the opportunity to meet him.
Man, Nipsey Hussle, man, that's my dear brother right there.
Things got even louder after claims surfaced from an associate linked to Big U, who alleged in a now-deleted podcast clip that Big U had advance awareness of what would happen to Nipsey shortly before it went down. That statement alone sent shockwaves through the entire conversation. Federal attention around Big U's alleged operations has put intense pressure on his ties with major celebrities, including Snoop Dogg. Authorities are reportedly digging into how these relationships worked behind closed doors, and that scrutiny alone has people talking heavy. Now pay close attention, because this is where things turn real serious. This isn't about small disagreements or bruised pride from bad deals. Reports say investigators are exploring federal-level cases tied to long-term organized activity. These are the kind of cases that only move forward when there's recorded calls, money trails, insider statements, and years of documented patterns. One of the biggest claims involves a so-called check-in structure, where entertainers were allegedly expected to follow certain rules just to operate freely in Los Angeles. When you line that up with Nipsey's independent mindset and his push to build legit businesses without outside pressure, it raises serious questions. If someone was standing firm and refusing to play by old street rules while building something clean on their own, that alone could create tension behind the scenes. Things exploded even more after a former associate connected to Big U claimed in a now-removed podcast clip that Big U had prior awareness of what would happen to Nipsey shortly before it went down. That allegation shook the entire narrative and changed how people view this whole situation. As these situations spill from quiet conversations into public moments online, it's clear a breaking point has been hit. Once things go public like this, there's no rewinding the clock or pretending everything's cool again. So the big question becomes, what does Blacc Sam do next? Put yourself in his position for a second. That level of pain and frustration is something most people will never fully understand. Your younger brother, your blood, the person you built something powerful with, is taken away right in his own neighborhood, in front of his own business. This was a man preaching ownership, unity, and growth, and the irony of how it all went down cuts deep. In street culture, emotions like that don't just disappear. The code is old, and it's not about courtrooms or paperwork. It's about balance, respect, and making it clear certain lines don't get crossed. Thoughts of personal justice are a natural reaction in environments where trust and survival are everything. That internal battle, whether to act or stay patient, is something Sam has likely faced every single day since it happened. History shows how these situations have played out before in Los Angeles, with famous industry clashes tied to retaliation and off-the-books resolutions. The music world has always been tangled up with street politics, from past radio station incidents to long-running rivalries that left lasting consequences. Even more recent situations have shown how ongoing feuds can spiral out of control fast. That's why people are watching closely, because everyone knows moments like this can shift everything overnight. This is the classic get-back cycle, and it never really ends. So imagine someone pulling up on Sam and whispering, "You were involved." That's like tossing gasoline on a fire that's already raging out of control. Yes, Sam is a businessman and a mogul now. He and Nip built something solid from the ground up. But let's be real for a second. Before the boardrooms and brands, Sam was a respected figure from the rollin' 60s. He understands the code, the pressure, and the cost on both sides. He knows the price of reacting, and he also knows the price of not reacting. Either path is a lose-lose. One move could spark chaos, putting family, friends, stores, and the entire legacy at risk. The fallout would be non-stop, and Nip's name could get dragged into everything that followed. But on the other hand, staying silent can get twisted into weakness by old-school minds. That lingering feeling of injustice doesn't just disappear either. That's the reality Sam is stuck in. Pressure from every direction, voices pulling him back toward a life Nip was trying to rise above. And that's the deepest conflict. Nipsey's whole vision was about breaking cycles, building wealth, and showing there's more than one way forward. If Sam chose revenge, it could feel like turning his back on everything his brother stood for. This is where it all comes down to one impossible choice. The pain of a big brother hits different, and that pressure is heavy. The streets are watching closely, waiting to see which road Blacc Sam takes next. Does he lean into the old code he was raised on, or does he stand on a new code that's even harder to follow? Nipsey believed in patience, growth, and letting the system play its role. He wanted Marathon to be a symbol of progress, not a battleground. This isn't just about payback, it's about what Nipsey's legacy truly stands for. Will his story be remembered for how it ended, or for the future he was building? That's the real question. Sam choosing to keep his head high and push the empire even further might be the strongest response of all. Turning pain into power isn't easy, but it speaks louder than anything else. That inner battle, right there in the heart of Crenshaw, is just as real as anything happening outside. If you found this breakdown interesting, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives like this. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you on the next one.